Welcome to the 30-Day Twitter Challenge for Teachers with Eric Langhorst, a step-by-step guide to getting started and getting the most out of Twitter. Hi, my name is Eric, and you're in day 22 of Twitter for Teachers, a 30-day program to help educators learn how to use Twitter. So today's topic is creating a hashtag. Yesterday we talked about educational hashtags. Today we're going to take a stab at what to do if you want to create your own. So there's a lot of different reasons why you might want to create a hashtag. Maybe you want to keep track of an activity in your class. Maybe you want to create a hashtag specifically for your classroom, maybe your building that you teach in. So there's a couple considerations as you begin to think about how you want to create and come up with your own hashtag. So first of all, you want to brainstorm as many ideas as possible. Come up with as many possible hashtags as you can think of for your particular event or classroom or activity. Then you want to start thinking about length. You don't want something that's too long. For example, you don't want a 30-character hashtag because with a limit of only 140 characters, people will soon begin to not use your hashtag if it's going to severely limit what they can say in a tweet. So think a little bit about length. Try and make it as short as possible, but also make as much sense as possible. The third thing you want to look at is that hashtag already being used by somebody? So a great example of this is when I began to become interested in Google Teacher Academies, I looked up the hashtag GTA, which I thought would be a pretty reasonable hashtag for Google Teacher Academies. But as I began to look at the results, a lot of people were talking about the video game Grand Theft Auto. So most of the times when they do a Google Teacher Academy hashtag, they use the last three characters to define the city that they're meeting in. So I attended a Google Teacher Academy in Mountain View, California. The hashtag that we used was hashtag GTA MTV for Mountain View. So think about if it's being used or not. I belong to a church that recently began to talk about using a hashtag for church activities. The church I belong to is St. James. So we're looking at different ways that we could create something about St. James, but not use just hashtag St. James, since it's such a commonly used name. So think a little bit about whether or not it's being used and then research it to see if it is already being used by a group. Once you have your hashtag, you need to publicize it. Now, it doesn't have to go to the entire world to be a successful hashtag. If I'm using a hashtag for a specific classroom activity, the most important people that need to know about the hashtag are my students. That could potentially be 30 people. Now, if I'm creating a hashtag for my entire building and we want parents to follow it, then you have to think about how to get that out to as many people as possible. Are we going to include that hashtag on things like PTA newsletters? Are we going to possibly include it in some stickers, on a t-shirt? How are we going to publicize that particular hashtag? And then once you have the hashtag out there, make sure that you're monitoring it and tracking it. So if you have TweetDeck, go ahead and create a column in TweetDeck so you can keep track of it. Or you could also just do a search with the hashtag on the basic Twitter app and see if other people are already using it. Sometimes a group might begin to use the same hashtag that you've created, and then you might need to make a decision at some point if you want to continue using it or if you want to slightly change your hashtag. But the hashtag you create is really a lot like branding, so you want to put a lot of thought into it before you come up with a hashtag and begin to publicize it. So your task today is to create a hashtag. It could be for just a classroom activity or unit. It could be for your entire building. Maybe your school does not have a hashtag yet. This would be a great way to kind of sit down and maybe brainstorm with some people and come up with a hashtag that several of you could use in the building, and maybe it will become the official building hashtag. So think about a hashtag that you would create for your task today. Tomorrow, in day 23, we're going to talk about what I think is one of the most powerful uses of Twitter in education, and that's EdChats. So EdChats are the topic tomorrow on day 23. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Check out the resources we have down below. Lots of great articles and considerations for creating a hashtag, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Please check out the entire collection of tips to help teachers use Twitter at twitterforteachers.com.